Lehman High School for Metro West Conference Girls Lacrosse. It's the Hawks versus the Hawks tonight. Chaska against Cooper. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken. And Dan, a little bit of a contrast in starts for these teams. Chaska's off to a nice 4-1 start. Cooper looking for their first win, but looking to build, and they like the attitude that they've seen, and the girls continuing to work and continuing to learn the sport. And they're still feeling good about this season, even despite a little bit of a tough start.
Well, you know, in a situation like this, you look for improvement at every step. So you may have a bad shift or a bad run. Okay, then you try to improve on that. And it looks like they're building on that. That's a good mental attitude, especially when, you know, not quite winning like you're normally used to. And also looking for self-improvement. You know, am I better today than I was yesterday? And the coaches at Cooper seem to be real happy with that aspect of the girls, and they continue to build on that.
Yeah, new staff here this year. Brian Reinbold taking over as head coach for Cooper. And for Chaska, they're in a situation where this is just the second year that they have been split from Chanhassen. And off to a good start at 4-1. They were about 500 last year. They've been playing very well so far. They know they've got some tough opponents coming up too, but they like the start that they've had and playing well as a cohesive unit.
Well, and that's it. She said, I asked her what she liked about her team. She said they are playing as a unit. They're moving the ball together. They get along well together. It's a family aspect. They're not afraid to criticize each other in a good sense. They don't take it personally. They move the ball well, and their 11.5 goals per game tend to back that up. They can put the ball in the net, but we were talking to Coach Hunt, and she thought her defense was a real key for them, and we'll look for that to see how that performs tonight for Chaska.
Kind of new rivalries, of course, with this brand new conference, and you know, we saw it through the fall and winter seasons, and now seeing it in the spring. Kind of a nice opportunity, I think, for both schools, both programs, to see some new blood, new opponents.
Oh, exactly. I mean, we're in a brand new conference. We're seeing some new people. We're seeing Kennedy. We're seeing Jefferson. We're seeing people we haven't seen before out of that, you know, North Suburban Conference, and I think it makes it refreshing, and it's a new challenge for the kids, and I think they look at it that way. So I think that's a good thing. You know, it's sometimes change is better, and I think in this situation for Cooper and Chaska, I think it has been a good change for them.
All right, it is Hawks versus Hawks, and it is coming your way next here on 12 Sports. Girls lacrosse action on the way in a moment.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
And welcome back here to Barbara A. Lehman Stadium at Cooper High School as the sun has come back out. Looks like a great week for lacrosse and all the other spring sports here. And the Cooper Hawks and the Chaska Hawks getting set to do battle here. Emma Bonifield, the sophomore, will be in goal for Cooper, and Anna Rydeen, the junior, taking the net duties for Chaska this evening.
Well, Cooper right now, what they hope to do now, they got to win these face-offs, control it, and then get control of the ball and keep control of the ball. If they can keep Chaska, you know, out of the offensive area for as long as possible, that'll help them a whole lot. So they'll want to possess the ball a little bit more than Chaska does.
And we are underway, and the Chaska Hawks quickly gain control. Working it to the middle here to Miley Ernst. Takes the quick shot and buries it. And that one comes just 11 seconds in as Miley Ernst puts Chaska in front.
One of the captains for the Hawks here does a nice job of looking off, looking for that pass like she's going to pass it. You see the move there, and then all of a sudden, wham, she just takes a quick shot, and it beats the Cooper goalie there, Emma Bonifield, and gets Chaska off to a 1-0 lead. I almost said Hawks, and I would have been right, but that would have done a disservice to the other team too.
By controlling those center draws so big.
Huge, huge.
And bouncing around, and Chaska will wind up with it again as Olivia Swenson, number 27, gains possession. Flips it over to Lyda Ernst. The Ernst sisters, part of a set of triplets, and their brother plays for the boys team. Out front it comes, another easy opportunity, and another goal here for Chaska as Swenson will put it away. And the Chaska Hawks have been on the board twice now in the first minute of play. There's a look at Coach Reinbold taking over for the Cooper program this season. And his team back on its heels a little bit to start things out. And Chaska doing a solid job getting to the goal and getting an opportunity.
Oh, Jay, you were saying, you know, those face-offs are so important. And here we go. Cooper finally wins its first one after giving up two goals, actually.
Smara Ballard with it for the Cooper Hawks. Pass arrives on one bounce there to Kylie Christensen. She will get things set up here as Cooper gets its first possession time of the game. Abby Smith leaving it there for Mia Tarazi. They'll work from behind the goal here. And a nice stop, though, made by Anna Rydeen for Chaska. So Cooper, and you know, get the feeling going a little bit, get a little possession, and they got a shot anyway toward the net.
Yeah, good opportunity, maybe a little bit more of a fake to keep that basket occupied, but good opportunity for the Cooper Hawks here to turn it around after getting stung real quick for 2 goals. So that'll give them a little bit of confidence.
Call's going to go against Chaska here.
Stick making contact with the body, of course, any contact, and they'll generally call and either change possession or remain possession, depending on who the foul was against.
Camille Johnson controlling it out to the right side here for Cooper, being defended well there by Anna Panning. And it will be Chaska possession.
Doing a nice stick check job there, the Chaska Hawks, and away from the body, and oh, look at here.
Turnover and a goal. Cooper getting on the board as Mayula Shamlunsek able to put it away for the Cooper Hawks, and so they get on the board. Boy, she did a nice job of converting quickly after that turnover.
Knew right where she was going, a little fake up top, and then brought it down to the side and got the Hawks, the Cooper Hawks on the scoreboard here. And that, you know, Jay, that's a big goal. That kind of stopped the momentum now, and they've gotten 2 possessions, gotten a goal out of it. So now let's see what they can do about getting a face-off and winning that.
So Chamlunsek, just an 8th grader, and made quick work of that one, puts it away. We've had 3 goals already, and we have played just a little over 2 minutes here at Cooper.
And defense doesn't seem to be the watchword with these 2 teams, I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, it just goes to show they finally got some possession time and been able to build from that, even though that one came, you know, basically directly off a turnover. Chamlunsek, nice move to the middle. Finds 3 defenders in her path, so drops the pass back off there to Maddie Boylan. Boylan trying to work her way through. Has to scoop it again.
Boy, good defense there by the Chaska Hawks. Coming with double team and a triple team around there and just shake the ball loose.
Here comes Swenson on the move, finding J.C. Tice, or trying to anyway, and then scooped up. Pass out front, all alone for the goal is Miley Ernst for her 2nd of the game. So once they were able to regain possession there, they made quick work of getting this one out front. Nice little pass. Miley Ernst all alone. Not much chance for Bonnefeld there.
Not a good slide here as you see the Chaska Hawks coming down here. You'll see a slide coming from the right there and left Ernst all alone in front of the net, and they got it to her, and of course she buried it, leaving the goalie hanging there a little bit, but 3-1 lead now for the Chaska Hawks.
Siri Olsen, the freshman, getting that assist for Chaska, so they answer the Cooper goal with one of their own, make it a 3-1 game. And now Swenson on the move again here, getting it to Miley Ernst. She will turn and fire, and this time not able to get it to go. It will stay with Chaska. Carly Getz. Getz trying to flip it out front, deflected there by Ballard, but Chaska able to get it right back. Trying to dodge there, and Olsen lost it, but she'll recover it quickly. Miley Ernst cutting into the middle, receives the pass. She'll work from behind the goal here, as Cooper did a better job shutting her off that time. Flips it back to Getz. Getz looking to turn the corner and get a look at the net here, and denied. Bonnefeld got a piece of that one, I believe, with the stick. Chumlunsik coming up with it, had it and lost it, but we have a whistle against the Chaska Hawks. There's a look at Laura Hunt. Second season as head coach. She's had quite a bit of coaching experience already. She played at Eden Prairie and at Minnesota Duluth, and then has also coached at Holy Family and the Minneapolis program, and also Visitation. So giving back to the program, part of, you know, kind of the first class or first beginnings of lacrosse with Eden Prairie, and I think she'll do a good job with Chaska, and is doing a good job with Chaska.
Well, they're certainly off to a good start, second-year program, and you know, her goals are pretty simple. She wants to see everybody on her team score, including the goalie, which I like, and beat Chanhassen, and which they didn't do last year, but they're really looking forward to it this year. They think they got an opportunity here. They're a better team than they were last year. So
that'll be on May 12th that they have that one with their district rival. On the move, Cooper Hawks. And that pass was intercepted by Rydeen there as he tried to get it out front.
Nice play by the goalie, but she stepped out of the crease and then stepped back in, and that'll give possession back to the Cooper Hawks. Once you're out, you got to stay out.
Boylan with possession here for Cooper. They don't connect on the pass.
Looks like it was deflected because Cooper got possession back here.
Ballard. Ballard flips it around now to Boylan as they interchange. Boylan to the front and trying to sneak a shot in there, but missed the net. And it will be Chaska possession. Not a bad recovery here for Cooper. I mean, you looked at the first 2 minutes, you might have thought, wow, this is going to be a really tough one. And it may still turn out to be, but they've at least gotten, you know, their share of time in the Chaska zone, gotten that one goal after turnover. Here's Tarazi up with it.
Well, one comment we can make, too, and when they get into their offense, they're moving around. They're not standing still, and I think that's good. That'll bode well for them. And again, you learn game by game. Maybe they're getting better. Maybe this might be the best game of the year for them. We don't know yet.
Tice passing it ahead. Siri Olsen comes away with it. Olsen walking in, and she scores. Chaska goes up now by a 4-1 count.
Just a quick strike, and Coach Hunt was talking about that. She likes that fast strike deal. I think she'd rather play a transition basketball type, you know, run and gun type game than a half-court set. And they've certainly shown that so far. They've been able to find people in front of the net or use them as a pass fake and take the shot themselves. Izzy
Swenson checking in for Olivia Swenson here for Chaska. Their wins so far this year over Hopkins by 1 goal. They started the season, then they beat Mound, Northfield, and St. Louis Park. So they know that probably, somewhat of the tougher part of the schedule still lies ahead for them, but still have to be excited about the start. Their one loss was to Holy Family by 3. Meanwhile, Cooper so far has played St. Louis Park, Delano Rockford, Burnsville, and Eastridge. Here's Olsen working up the left side. Miley Ernst unable to catch that one cleanly and scooped up by Raina Dixon. Dixon, though, has it taken away. Miley Ernst trying to flip it in. Denied, though, by Bonifield. Chaska Hawks get it right back. Siri Olsen went for Getz. They misconnected on a short pass, but Getz was pretty much alone, so she's able to recover and get it out front. And then scoop to the back. Here's Miley Ernst. Ernst putting it out front. Shot sails just over the net, though, from Lyda Ernst. It will stay with Chaska. Miley Ernst looking to get to the front. Drops it off to Lyda Ernst.
Oh, nice.
Getz going to the net, trying to bounce one in. It goes off the top of the crossbar after it hit Bonifield. And then the Hawks, Cooper Hawks anyway, recovering. Looking to get things going in the other direction. A little trouble with it briefly. And we will get a halo violation there, looks like.
Mm-hmm. Well, 2 things here. When they stick check, it always has to be away from the body. They can't come into the body, and then you see that halo check where instead it's got to be outside of 9 inches from the head or even toward the head. And that's where you got that call.
Anna Panning, a nice interception for Chaska, and here she comes the other way with some speed. Panning going right to the goal, and she scores. Wow, she obviously had some energy left in the tank too there. She picked that pass off a long way from the goal, but ran by everyone and then went low to the far side with this shot. A very nice play by Panning.
That was a 50-yard run there, Jay. 50 yards, she picked it up just on the outside of the 50-yard line and went all the way down. Nice shot into the lower corner. They seem to be hitting that shot quite a bit. I think they've scored 3 out of the 5 goals down in that corner there.
So a 5-1 lead now for Chaska. We are just about 9 minutes into this first half here at Cooper High School. Scooped up by the Hawks. Anna Lorenz. She goes right to the front, but then just lost possession.
Illegal stick check on the Chaska Hawks.
Flipped over to Ballard.
See if the Cooper Hawks can open this up a little bit. Good motion. Create some openings here.
Got a little bit bunched up as Chaska defended well, so they'll have to regroup and go again here. Anna Lorenz. Janluncek with it for Cooper. She has their only goal this evening. Gives it over there to Drusa Niakundi.
You're doing a really good job with the names tonight, Jay. I'm really liking that. There's some tough ones there.
Well, I'm hoping anyway. That's I'm trying to just repeat what I was told. So. Niakundi looking for some space here to work as Panning defends her. They work behind the net here. Tarazi.
It's good possession by the Cooper Hawks here, Jay. They're really holding on to it good, and they're being patient, and that's important against this Chaska team. Might help to slow them down a little bit here.
Yeah, ideally it ends, with a good opportunity. But even if it doesn't, like you said, you take, slow their momentum a little bit at the other end, because when they've gotten deep into Cooper's zone, they've kind of scored at will. So this an opportunity to not only get your own offense going, but to make their offense be not in position to do anything for a little while at least.
But now we're seeing a little standing around, a little too much standing around. You're not going to open up that defense. Everybody's standing still. You got to start moving people through and start rotation, especially the person with the ball.
Niakundi holding here for Cooper. Cutters flashing through. And possession lost as Getz comes up with it. Panning, trying to scoop and go. And now opportunity back the other way here. Kinsey Hegna controlling it for Chaska. Hegna dropping it over to Panning. Olsen goes to the net and scores. Siri Olsen getting her second goal of the game, and it is now 6-1 Chaska.
Just some good ball work here, moving back and forth, and I guess Miss Olsen here coming through is going to find the far side of the net here. And putting the Chaska Hawks up 6-1.
Got a good burst. She's quick in a short area. Doesn't take her long to get up to pretty high speed.
Yeah, foot speed is definitely in favor of the Chaska Hawks. I've seen a couple of really good runs here, just flat out. I'm going to beat you because I'm really fast.
Cooper has, and at least on a couple of occasions too, struggled with transition. Well, once they lose it, they're caught way upfield, and they're leaving their goalie and a couple of defenders out to dry a little bit. Here comes Swenson, Olivia Swenson, who's back in there, 27 for Chaska. She scored their second goal tonight. Good read on that pass as they try to get it to Miley Ernst. And ultimately it winds up with the goalie Bonifield after a pretty good defensive play there to read that pass coming. Bonifield flipping it up the middle into a crowd of players. We might have a foul on both sides perhaps there.
Yep. Yep, they're going to do a sideline kind of face-off. I think the ref tosses the ball into him, and then they got to fight for it. Oh, nice move by Cooper there. Beautifully done.
Tarazi possessing here for the Hawks. Gets it to Boylan. Boylan, a nice move, bouncing the shot, but just wide. And it will be Chaska possession, looks like. Quick little move here as she darted it back to the left, but just failed to hit the net.
Yeah, I'll say Chaska's going to get the ball back. They were the closest to the ball when it went out of bounds. And notice, Cooper's good athletes are up front, too. I mean, they're the ones that have a little more of the ball skills, a little more of the speed.
Here's Natalie Rydeen, freshman. Getting it over to Hegna. Hegna being bumped a little bit there, and maybe more than a little bit by Maddie Boylan.
There might be a little bit of frustration on Maddie Boylan's part. She had a good opportunity and didn't quite bury it, and all of a sudden she's getting beat foot speed-wise and kind of give a little extra shove.
Hegna drops it out front.
I'm sorry, that one got by me.
Izzy Swenson from the free position here for Chaska.
Stick and body, ladies, stick and body.
Shooting and denied. Bonifield read that one well.
Go, Connie, go.
And scooped up by Christensen, and then the body check there.
An illegal stick check there. If there's any of the slightest movement toward the ball handler's body, they will call it.
Christensen dropping the pass off, and Taylor Arlenson taken by Tice for Chaska. JC Tice getting to the middle. Got it over now to Izzy Swenson. And a leaping catch, but then into the body of the goalie as Olivia Swenson did a pretty good job just to get to that one. Now it comes to Miley Ernst, and she buries it. Her third of the night for Chaska, as they didn't let that near miss on the previous one really slow them at all. They just kept concentrating, going after the ball.
Just a nice catch and shot here, too, from behind, and just lets it go right off the bat and buries it for the Chaska Hawks. Miley Ernst has been around that net all day.
Scored just 11 seconds in, then again a little over 3 minutes in, and now 15:41 in. Does honors again and puts it away, so 7-1 lead here for Chaska. So off the face-off, overrun briefly there. Chaska winds up with it here. Casey Whalen had it, lost it, but illegally.
Yep, came across the body, was not even with it, reached out from behind, and give the Chaska Hawks the ball back.
Whalen's pass bouncing ahead here to Olsen. Olsen trying to get it out front. It bounces wide of the goal, and it will be Cooper possession, it looks like. No. Be Chaska's ball. Gets. Works her way to the front, looking for the cutter there. Turning to receive is Penning. Panning, whipping it across, and there's Olsen burying another. She's proven to be a quick shooter, too. We talked about pretty good speed, but also gets rid of that ball in a hurry.
Well, she catches it well. She gets herself extended and just makes a nice, quick move coming around here fast. And then wham, lets it rip, knows exactly where she's going with the ball and puts it away. Is that 2 or 3 for her, Jay?
That'd be her third.
Yeah.
Matching Miley Ernst, and Cooper's going to use a timeout. As a 8-1 lead now for Chaska. Well, we did, come right out and ask the Cooper coaches, have the girls kept their heads up despite some kind of lopsided losses, and they said, absolutely they have been so far. Want to know what they can do to get better and how to respond. And I think sometimes to a certain extent, if you're coming in, knowing that there's a lot of building that needs to be done, I think it's almost, it doesn't hurt you quite as bad to feel a few of these losses because that's part of the process.
Mm-hmm. I think, too, though, you got to kind of look at what you have personnel-wise and kind of figure where you want to be. They've obviously loaded heavy on the offensive side, and they might want to consider moving a few of the athletes back to the defensive side. Gain a little bit more control of the ball, but they're still hanging at it, and they're going hard, and that's all you can ask of a team.
Cooper on the road for a non-conference game over on the east side of the Metro against Woodbury coming up on Thursday, and then they've got games coming up. They'll be back here actually for 3 straight after this one, or after that one against Woodbury, I should say. There you see at Woodbury is Thursday, and then next Tuesday they host Chanhassen.
Boy, that's going from one end of town to the other, huh?
Well, and then St. Paul Central on Friday the 8th. And for Chaska, they are going to be playing at Benilde coming up next Tuesday, and then they'll be hosting Shakopee. That's actually a Saturday morning game on the 9th.
So we'll see now what happens here with this quick rest and respite here, and how the Cooper Hawks come out, and maybe some defensive readjustments here, and maybe a little more ball possession in the offensive zone, try to generate a few more scoring opportunities. Again, they stopped moving their feet there for a while, Jay, and they need to find that again and keep moving and opening up that defense a little bit for the Hawks, or the Chaska Hawks. And got to slow down those forwards, too. They need to put maybe a double team in front of a few of the players there, especially Olsen and Ernst. They're having a little bit too much free reign there, so get a double team on them and force them back out, especially when you're in tight there against your own goal.
Yeah, they haven't really redirected an offensive attack very often, where they've had to, do anything different than they wanted to do on the initial attack.
Well, the Chaska Hawks, too, they've got 3 across the front, which really forces the issue here in that first layer. And if you notice Chaska, they're down in tight right away, right on the net. They're not being forced outside at all, and they need to restack their the Cooper Hawks need to restack their defense a little bit tighter here and not let Chaska down in there so tight.
Olsen picking it up, gets it ahead now to Tice. Back for Panning. Panning dropping the pass toward Getz, but doesn't connect.
There you go, a little bit of a double team. That caused a turnover.
John Lunsek racing back the other way here for Cooper.
And we'll see if Cooper starts putting a little more motion back in their offense.
Controlled here by Tarazi. And that one doesn't connect on the pass to Abby Smith.
Yeah, it's just an unforced turnover. It goes over to the Chaska Hawks. Boy, that's killer, too. We saw in last night's game, and turnovers. Boy, I'll tell you what. Big difference in this game.
Olsen will come hard up the left side with it there for Emma Simpson. And now Hegna. Hegna looking over the defense here. Drops it back for Panning. There's Natalie Rydeen working it. They switch over to the other side here with Tice. And the shot will sail wide there from Natalie Rydeen. Chaska possession here, under 5.5 to go in this first half. Panning. And out front trying to go to Rydeen. It doesn't quite work out, but recovered by Emma Simpson. And back it comes across to Simpson. I'm not entirely sure Chaska isn't, kind of been instructed. Let's really work some things offensively here. Maybe we could score if we go right to the net every time, but we don't necessarily want to do that. We want to, work on some things now that we've built this lead.
One thing, too, it might help, as far as Cooper, is go more to his zone defense. They're playing straight up man-to-man. And
there, going right to the net is Emma Simpson,
Yep.
and she buries it.
Yep, they brought it back outside again and just opened it up from the top and went back down after it. And winning the one-on-one battle. So just a nice, quick speed move here and just cut in between the two Cooper defenders and buried it.
Well, they're the 9th graders. They have about 4 of them listed on their varsity squad. I think all of them have played so far, too. So with 4.5 to play here in this opening half, Chaska has opened up a 9-1 lead, and we're going to redo that.
Score for Chaska, number 8, Emma Simpson.
Redo the face-off for a 3rd time here. And a stick check called there on Chumlinsick. It will be Chaska possession here. Izzy Swenson getting it to Miley Ernst. Ernst trying to thread one through there for Natalie Rydeen. Did not quite find her, and Cooper will get it.
Good move by Emma Bonnefeld. She got that by racing out of that net and being the first to the ball when it went out of bounds. They're the closest one to the ball.
Battle for it off that pass and taken by Simpson. Simpson gets it to Lyda Ernst. Looking out front, and Rydeen not able to catch that one.
And rolled out of bounds in a pass from the Chaska Hawks stick, so it goes over to Cooper. I mean, actually, they could get a bit of a run here and get it out of their zone and generate a bit of an offensive push here. They were doing pretty good in the first part of the half here, Jay, but since then they've been really playing hard in their own zone.
Halo violation there against Chaska. The pass doesn't quite connect, though, for Cooper, and turn it over. Work it back to Olivia Swenson. Now to Hegna. Hegna looking for Rydeen. Comes up with it. Dropped into the cutter there, Izzy Swenson. They'll come back out top. Under 2 minutes to play here in this first half.
A big time for Cooper to stop them now. See if they can get a stop here before the half comes out.
Miley Ernst trying to get it there inside to Rydeen, but not able to handle it. And it will be Cooper possession. Camille Johnson. Johnson loses it briefly there and scooped up nicely by Izzy Swenson for Chaska. to the weak side looking for Natalie Rydeen. She's had a little trouble catching today.
Got perilously close to the crease there, too.
And picked up by Lorenz and just over the top. Long race for it and good speed turned on there by Olivia Swenson. And she'll wind up getting it. So Chaska kind of interchanging some players too. Swenson playing in the back now after starting out up front. Getting a little experience at various spots on the field too. Here's Tice. Under a minute to play.
Nice defensive play there.
Good job by Taylor Arlinson for Cooper.
And there's a hold on Chaska.
About a half minute to go in this first half. Lorenz working it up and trying to get it there to Boylan. Boylan has to come back, but does get it. Still time to go, but they have to be aware of the clock too. Pass out front, and that one's going to get away. Under 5 seconds to go. And with 2 seconds left, we get a call here against Chaska. Niakundi will get an opportunity late here for Cooper. And has it knocked away before she can get a shot attempt. So our halftime score in this one is Chaska 9 and Cooper 1. More girls lacrosse action from the Metro West Conference coming up in a moment here on 12 Sports.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Chaska leading Cooper by a score of 9-1 at halftime here of our Metro West Conference girls lacrosse matchup here this evening from Cooper, and we'll take a look at some first half highlights here. Mostly Chaska, of course, is nice pass flipped out front. Olivia Swenson's there to bury it. That was already their second goal of the game, and it came in the first minute. Cooper, here's their goal after a turnover. Mayula Chamlunsik, the 8th grader, taking quick advantage to score, but Chaska comes right back. Miley Ernst puts it in about 3 minutes in to make it 3-1. And then it is Siri Olsen, who also had a good first half along with Ernst with 3 goals each. Olsen whipping that one in. And then Panning making a nice long run from midfield after coming up with that one, and she is able to bury the shot there for Chaska. So they have been in command, leading it by a score of 9-1 here at halftime. We will come back with our second half of action. Thanks for joining us for girls lacrosse action from Cooper High School on 12 Sports.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back here to Barbara A. Lehman Stadium at Cooper High School as we get set to begin half number 2. The Hawks of Cooper hosting the Hawks of Chaska, and the teams changing ends here for the second half as you see Kylie Christensen and Siri Olsen getting set to face off here. And here we go with half number 2, and possession quickly gained by Maddie Boylan for Cooper. Boylan's pass over the head of Camille Johnson. And Chaska not able to come up with this one, but it will be their possession. Alex Pollock. Now to Panning. Panning will flip it over now to Olivia Swenson. Swenson connecting with Getz. Natalie Rydeen giving it over to Panning. And Rydeen had a little trouble controlling that one, and Cooper will take it. Ballard working it back upfield. Finds Camille Johnson. And turnover forced, and here comes Panning. She lost it though too. And that one is whistled down.
Illegal stick check there. Ball goes over to Chaska again. Just a little bit more of an element of speed here with Chaska, and they just tend to find a jet or two here that's giving him an extra edge here over the Cooper Hawks.
Hegna to the front. We'll shuffle that pass over to Natalie Rydeen. Olsen dropping it back now to Getz. Rydeen trying to set a screen for her. Now Olsen. Hegna. Getz directing traffic here. You can see they want to work through some sets.
We're going to set up a 1-and-1 here. Pretty good defense there. Alexander Schultz doing a nice job.
Cross it comes to Hegna. Here's Siri Olsen. Now Rydeen. Turn back. Olsen flashing into the middle, takes the pass. And back out they'll come to Getz as they just continue to possess it here. Well, lost briefly, and they'll get it right back now. Natalie Rydeen. Rydeen trying to go to the net and stop. There was going to be a call there coming, but Cooper ends up with it. You know, Dan, Coach Hunt was telling us, I think she said they had just one player who hadn't scored yet, and I'm wondering if it isn't Natalie Rydeen. It sure looked like they were trying to get things set for her in that last opportunity to get her a shot or two at the goal.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good bet. I think I would agree with that. It looks like it. She's been having a little trouble holding on to the ball, but give her some opportunity to, if nothing else, more practice. She'll get better at it.
Good run by Chumlunsek, but then is turned back here, and we'll hand it over to Ballard.
You'd really want to, if you're the Cooper Hawks, really try to get Chumlusek open a little bit more and let her do a little running. She seems to have some quickness and a nose for the net.
Here's Boylan. And good aggressive step up by Olivia Swenson. She went hard after that ball.
I guess.
Out to Simpson. And bounce past Miley Ernst, but there on the other side recovered is Tice. And she loses. But we'll find Panning. Lyda Ernst.
Oh, nice move.
Lyda Ernst goes to the goal and scores the first goal of the second half here. And Chaska goes up 10-1 as she makes a nice move there.
And she just got back in. She took a rest for most of the second half here. God, watch this move right here. Just splits the D, gives a nice kind of a screen set by her teammate there. Gets in there and just goes high upper right or upper left hand here. Nice goal.
Bonifield. Not a lot of chance to stop that one. Most of their goals really haven't been ones that were all that savable because they've been able to get right to where they wanted to shoot from. I mean, obviously you're hoping to snare a few, and she has a couple, but
yeah, they've kind of left her hung out to dry a few times here. Just it's the quickness of Chaska. They're just that much quicker, and they have a little bit more stick skills. They can carry it through a situation like the double teams and stuff and split them. And of course, with that record of 4-1, they're a pretty skilled team, Jay. They're showing up pretty good in the conference here, and so it's kind of to be expected.
Panning getting the pass now to Lyda Ernst again. She'll flip it to her sister Miley, and she scores it. So fourth goal of the game for Miley Ernst.
Both of them captains really working well together. Nice pass here, just I think sister to sister here. I'd like to see Cooper get a little more aggressive on these faceoffs and stuff too, instead of letting Chaska have the position. Kind of block out and move in there and try to get some possessions right off that off the fly on the faceoff.
And it comes to Panning. Panning rolling here for Chaska. Flipped out front, but that one doesn't quite work out. Run down there by Schultz. Knocked away, though, by Miley Ernst. And she will elect not to shoot that one. Out front, and there's a goal put away by Izzy Swenson for Chaska. And their lead will grow now.
Nice pass back by Miley Ernst there. Just nice look backwards. It's Miss Swenson there coming down the guts, and she puts it away with a real quick catch and shoot. High-low. I like the way Chaska moves the ball, Jay. They can do it also with short passes. They can do some fairly long cross-field passes, too, and put it down the mark. They've done a good job of that, especially when they wanted to reverse the field like that.
So Izzy Swenson getting her first goal and makes it a 12-1 lead for Chaska. And Getz winds up with it. Getz giving it up to Simpson. Izzy Swenson will come to Miley Ernst. And Ernst was hit there by Christensen. Ernst going to the front here. Flipping it out and taken away there by Chemlinczyk for Cooper. Looks ahead there. Iakundi, nice catch of that one. And just knocked away from her and scooped up by Anna Rydeen.
A good burst of speed by both Chemlunstuk and, how do you say that again, Jim?
Nia Kundi.
Thank you. Nia Kundi, both just getting open, just slipped out of her basket, and an opportunity could have been created there.
And possessed briefly by Chaska, but then lost. And we get a push call going against Cooper, looks like. Natalie Rydeen will restart here for Chaska. We have reached the point of running time with this margin here of 10 or more in the second half, too. So 12-1 lead for Chaska as the clock will continue to run even on goals. Siri Olsen to the front. And a little behind Hegna, but Getz is there to follow up. Natalie Rydeen. Looking for some help here and drops the pass back now to Olsen. Rydeen gets a screen, goes to the net and scores it. And as I said, I was pretty sure that they were trying to get her a goal. And that's exactly what happens right there.
Well, the freshman gets her first one. This is probably the first one of her high school career here. They set it up really nice here. And watch this burst. She saw the opening, just ran down and took it. Took a good shot. That was a nice bounce shot there, Jay.
Seemed like a little extra excitement, too, knowing it was her first. And so 13-1 lead. Obviously, they've got enough goals to win, but they were looking to get her in the score column.
Well, what is this now, the fifth game or the sixth game for Chaska?
Sixth, yeah.
Yeah, sixth. So now they've gotten everybody on the team scored. So that goal's already been reached for them. At the rate it's going, Chanhassen might be in trouble this year, by gosh.
Olsen dropping it over to Miley Ernst. And a quick shot, another goal as Getz able to bury that one off the assist by Miley Ernst.
Getz a sophomore now. Looks like a lot of the underclassmen are getting in and getting opportunities here.
Kind of a sneaky one here as she didn't really have a big wind-up and ball wound up in the net. Well, I guess she did somewhat, but wasn't a lot of wasted motion there on the catch and shoot.
Well, as she goes through the program and as she gets down there, she'll start learning that. A lot of the upperclassmen here we've seen, Jay, just they get that ball and they rip it. They don't even waste any time. It's almost one motion. So this Chaska team's got some good things. I like the way they catch the ball. I like the way they move. And I like the burst that they use. And they pass the ball very well to one another. So
Gets over to Lida Ernst. Pass was knocked away, but they get it right back with Panning.
Score for Chaska, number 3.
Now Izzy Swenson.
You know, it'd be interesting to see here, Jay. We talked a little bit about in the first half, but maybe, Cooper girls getting them into a zone defense where they're not running man-to-man, just kind of blocking off a box and in front and around the net there and letting everybody go outside of them, which is fine. But a zone will allow you to double team and triple team without getting way out of position. We saw it last night in the boys' game, and it just worked very effectively.
Lida Ernst handing it over to Panning. Now Getz. About halfway through the second half here, and Chaska has scored the only 5 goals of the half, leading it now 14-1 after they're up 9-1 at halftime. And there's a shot denied. Lida Ernst possessing here, now getting it over to Hegna. Call going against Cooper here. So Kinsey Hegna will line it up, see if she'll go right to the goal or not. She will, and it is stopped. Bonifield able to make the save, but it's recovered quickly too by Chaska's Hegna.
Do we have a penalty here? Looks like she dropped her flag. Okay, stick in the danger area, but a free spot. So one of the girls on the Cooper team jumped the gun.
Hegna to the net, and another stop by Bonifield there. Lida Ernst gives it back to Hegna. Hegna working in close and bounces the shot home for Chaska.
A nice move coming out the side there, and just a quick move, quick fake shot, and brings it back down and goes high-low. Puts in the net here. Nice move here. Comes back, and then goes down low. Oh, so it can be done now. I'm not sure. Boylan's been in there before as a face-off, Jay, for Cooper. Are they trying somebody new in there now?
Score for Chaska, number 19, Kinsey Hegna.
Off the draw, controlled quickly again here by Chaska as Getz comes away with it. Getz floating it out front. And a
They have a crease violation here.
Lida Ernst here working from the free position here for Chaska. And a nice stop there by Bonifield. Panning to the front, and nobody picks her up, and Panning buries it. Lost assignment there, certainly for the Hawks.
Well, Hawks, I think it might be getting a little bit tired. They've been playing defense this entire half. I don't think their offense has touched the ball more than once or twice, and just having a tough time getting it out of their own zone. And, of course, that'll wear on you after a while, and you're going to get faked out pretty quickly when your legs are tired, and I would assume that's the case here. We're seeing some substitutions here by Cooper now. Hopefully get some fresh bodies in there. Boy, I like Chaska's aggressiveness here. They just took 2 or 3 of them going right after it. They really dig it and go for it hard.
Izzy Swenson pass, nice interception made though for the Hawks by Christensen, but then lost possession. Here's Olivia Swenson. Izzy Swenson to the front, and she will bounce the shot home here for Chaska.
Just a quick burst of speed. And we got a timeout here. Izzy Swenson coming through and just burying one down low. Well, Jay, we're looking at the development of two different programs here. Chaska now breaking away from Chanhassen, vice versa, in their program. And, they've got a small number of kids in comparison to some of the other programs that they're playing with. But it seems like they're putting it together here, and they've got some kids that can play, and they're being coached well here. Cooper, trying to, rebuild this program. Used to have some pretty good teams, and then they're just kind of starting over. They're going through a recycling process here, so it'll be a learning process for them. And they're not hanging their heads. They're hanging in there, and they're still trying hard, and that's good. You like to see that. So hopefully they'll hang in there and let some of these young kids develop for them and improve as the couple of years go by here. Cooper has a number of 9th and 10th graders, even an 8th grader. In fact, Chamlinsuk is an 8th grader, actually, from the looks of it. So there's some hope there. She can play. She's got some good speed. She's got some good moves. And looks like she can get it done. They want to go out and they want to get some athletes here. And I'd let the girls go out and try and recruit some other girls that they know in school that probably play other sports and have some good hand-eye coordination, and that'll help build the program. And there was a smile or two down there I saw for them.
See Coach Hunt laying out what she wants to happen here later in this contest too, and I'm sure, you don't want to. They talked about before the game that we're not really looking to necessarily pour things on score-wise, but it's kind of turned out that way, and it is hard to tell players too, stop playing, once you come in off the bench and whatever. So. And they have done actually a pretty good job of passing the ball around a lot, but eventually, if an opportunity's there, you got to take it.
Well, they've been pretty wide open in front there. I've watched Miley Ernst a few times. It was wide open in front of the net. She just walked through and just took it back behind the net and reset it up to get some other players, moving the ball around. So it's hard. What do you do? Kids get a chance to play varsity, and some of them, it's really their first, a large amount of time to play varsity, and what do? Tell them not to score? No, that's not fair to them. They've worked just as hard in practice as everybody, so it's tough for a program like Cooper, but, I'm seeing some smiles down there. They're weathering through it, and hopefully they get a chance to get better, and they keep working at it hard. That's all you can hope for here.
We have to redraw again here. And Olivia Swenson winds up with it again for Chaska. Dropping it off to Simpson. And she'll take the return there from Hegna. Oops, got away from Olivia Swenson. Good job by Boylan, who's done some good things tonight hustling for Cooper, but lost possession there and then falls into the back of Olson, trying to get that ball back.
Well, you got to give Boylan, she got a little competitiveness in her, I'll tell you. She went after it hard that time on both the defensive and the offensive end of things.
Hegna giving it to Miley Ernst. Didn't connect with the cutter there. Schultz doing battle, but scooped by Tice. Schultz staying right with her. Tice keeps possession, though. Hegna will flip it back, and it gets away from Simpson and quickly scooped by Abby Smith.
And kick the ball. And picked it up in possession. You can't kick the ball in girls lacrosse. So back to Chaska.
Miley Ernst.
Looks like a stick up near the near the head.
Miley Ernst will turn back. Drops it over to Olivia Swenson. Simpson now back for Swenson here as they continue to work that ball a little bit.
And keeping it up high and outside and moving it around.
Yeah, working on skill too a little bit here. I mean, you know, continue to pass, and they could just, you know, run around and hold the ball a little bit too, but they're also looking to work on their connections and strive to keep getting better even, you know, late in this kind of a blowout game.
Well, if you got some set plays here, you haven't run too much, especially if you're a running gun offense like Chaska is. Might be a good time to practice that too, and you know, see if you can bust somebody loose and get it clean. And
Simpson drops it back for Izzy Swenson, being pressured here. Does get it away though to Miley Ernst. Swenson now controlling. Miley Ernst turning on a little speed now, looking to work from behind goal. Flipping it out front. And right to the net, and unable to put it away was Tice, and grabbed up there by Bonifield. Camille Johnson. Got it there to Dixon. We go back for Johnson, and now Dixon will have to come in and help out. Going to work it back to Bonifield here. And again, minute and a half to play here. 17-1 Chaska, our scores. They were up 9-1 at halftime and have completely dominated the second half too. Maybe even more so in a way.
I'm not sure Cooper's got a shot on goal in the second half, to be honest with you, Jay. I don't remember one. I remember one rush by Chemlinsuk, and that was about it.
1 minute remaining in the second half, 1 minute.
Go under a minute to play in this one. So Chaska is going to improve to 5-1 on the season. And again, they've got Benilde coming up, and later this week, or excuse me, next week that is. So they've got a little time off before their next game. Hawks trying to get a little offense generated late here. Boylan flipped it over to an open area though on the left side. Chaska possession here as the Hawks will be able to run out the time on this one and secure their victory. Drop back over to Panning, And the horn sounds and the game comes to an end. So a big victory here for Chaska as they control the action against Cooper. They get 9 goals in the first half, 8 more in the second, and win it 17-1. For Dan Ficken and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. So long from Cooper High School, where it's the Chaska Hawks over the Cooper Hawks who win girls lacrosse.